right, you guys, welcome back to Into the Exoverse. Today, we're going to be looking at another episode of Hot Ones. This time with the celebrity as the Falcon. You know, it's the Falcon, Anthony Mackie. Let's get into it.
Give me a second.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? For First We Feast, I'm Sean Evans, and you're watching Hot Ones. It's the show with hot questions and even hotter wings. And today we're joined by Anthony Mackie. You know him from films like The Hurt Locker, Captain America, $1 Million Baby, and many more. His latest film, Outside the Wire, is currently trending on Netflix, and he also stars in one of the year's most anticipated new shows, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which is set to release on Disney Plus March 19th. Anthony Mackie, welcome to the show.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me.
I know that you grew up near the bayou. How do you handle this spicy stuff?
I don't do well with spicy stuff at all. Anybody will tell you I like my food as bland as possible.
Looks pretty hot.
All right. It's not bad. It's kind of like ketchup. I can live with that.
Okay.
So I want to start by talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and specifically this quote of yours from 2014 where you said, "The second and third leads are always the best characters." What did you mean by that, and what do you see as the opportunity to build or redefine the character of Falcon in this series?
Well, the lead character is usually someone just to help push the exposition along, push the story along. He's the one that you ride with throughout the vehicle. The best characters are always the third, fourth lead because they're the ones who actually get in and do the dirty work. They're the ones that get to act. So they're always the ones bouncing and controlling the lead actor, and he's just bringing them along for the ride. That's why when you watch the Academy Awards, Best Supporting Actor is always a more coveted category than Best Actor. So with 6 hours of content, you really get the opportunity to delve into not only the Falcon's backstory, but the Winter Soldier's backstory. Like if you see with WandaVision, after watching that show, you have a much richer and deeper relationship with Vision and Wanda now. And whereas before, I would maybe have one, maybe two nuggets per movie. But the movie was focused on the heavy hitters, the Iron Mans, the Captain America. So, now I get more playtime, so you get to learn more about me. That's actually good.
So New Orleans has a lot of nicknames. The Big Easy, Paris of the South. But as an avid fisherman, my guess is the one that rings truest to you is the Sportsman's Paradise. When you think about all the fish that you've had to fight on the hook, is there one that you would consider a prize catch?
Oh, definitely. Great question. No one has ever asked me this before. Okay, so while we were shooting Endgame and Infinity War, they had these huge lakes and ponds on their properties. So in between takes, I would go fishing. I bought an outdoor grill for my trailer, like fresh fish right there on set, which some people had a problem with until they taste the fish. Then they understood my situation.
I watch a lot of these river monster shows that oftentimes feature the marshes or the swamps of Louisiana. What's like the weirdest thing that you've ever pulled out of the water?
Actually, when we were shooting Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter here in New Orleans, and they have these fish called alligator garfish. It's like a pike, but with the face of an alligator. So one day I'm sitting out there, I'm smoking a cigar. I have a PA with me so I don't get in trouble. So the PA's just sitting there talking to me like, "Oh, this is so much fun. I can't believe we're on a movie." All of a sudden, the line starts to stretch out. And there's a garfish about 5 feet long, just munching on this fish. So I take the line, I tie it to the bumper of the truck, pulled the truck out from the water, so it brought the fish out. It was the biggest garfish I'd ever seen. It was bigger than this girl. This girl was like 5'2", and this fish was like 5'5". So she freaked out, gets on the radio. Oh my God, oh my God, somebody help us. But it was just the ability to catch it and hold it. So I have a picture of this garfish like laying across my chest in full costume when we were shooting Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I can live with that.
So you've amassed 70 plus TV and film credits over the course of your career, which would speak to an appetite for exploring a variety of different characters and genres. Do you still, to this day, get stopped on the street by Law & Order fans, even though you've only been in one episode?
I always say I'm most famous for 8 Mile and Law & Order. I always know, because, you know, a lot of people don't watch Marvel movies. Whenever I go to the grocery store and, you know, all the older ladies know who I am, I'm like, Law & Order came on. Because they didn't watch Captain America. They watched Law & Order. From who they are, I know where they recognize me from.
Like, you can guess which movie or which show they recognize you from. What's the difference between an 8 Mile fan and a Marvel fan?
So an 8 Mile fan, ironically enough, is usually like a cool, hip, like middle-aged, just down-to-earth, real cool cat. But Marvel is usually either a middle-aged dude who's very grabby and touchy, or a teenage kid who can't hold their shit. Like, there's no in-between. It's like, you know, little girls giggle and run away. Little boys just stop and freak out. And middle-aged dudes just always want to touch you and never leave you alone. It's the weirdest shit ever. It's weird. I'm not mad at that either.
So I know that you're suspicious of people who take New Orleans food and bar culture and then move them to cities like over here in New York where they don't really understand the roots. So if you'll humor me, I want to play a little game called Who Dat or Not Dat, where I give you a New Orleans culinary export and you tell me if it has Who Dat status or if it's just straight a Not Dat red flag. Does that sound good?
I like it. All
right. A seafood joint that serves year-round crawfish boils.
Not that. Like, we're right at the precipice of crawfish season right now. So your crawfish just now coming out the mud. So if you got crawfish off season, those are imported crawfish. I'm not going to say where they're from, but you have mud bugs and you have scuttlebutts. Those are scuttlebutts.
A New Orleans-themed bar where the bartender doesn't know how to make milk punch.
Ooh, that's hard. See, I'll give them a pass on that. Because milk punch is very, very local, very, very, like, in the grind. If you have a New Orleans-themed bar and you know how to make a Sazerac, I'll forgive you on milk punch. If you have a daiquiri machine, if you serve Dixie beer, you know, a Beta, if you have a Beta, Giacomo, I'll give you that. But milk punch is... I'll give you a pass on that, but you got to have something to replace it. Oh, all right. There we go.
Man, that chicken look good.
That's gangster.
Man, made me want to get these.
Heavy flavor.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that looks hot.
So with 22 movies under its belt, now this collection of Marvel series headed to Disney Plus, the MCU, it's ever expanding. What do you see as the unique challenges of remaining true to these classic superhero stories while also then building and creating new stories?
Well, the problem is, you know, every movie has to be bigger than the one before it. So every movie has to be more outrageous, more extreme. So I find it hard to capture the reality of the story or stay true to the comic book. So I don't think the problem is the characters or the story. I think it's just how do you evolve these movies to where you don't see the same thing over and over. I always laugh because Marvel loves to show like 6 SUVs in a row going down the highway. Like every movie, every movie has the 6 SUV like convoy, going somewhere. So it's like, how do you take that 6 SUV convoy and make it new and different every single movie? I think that's the biggest challenge. So this is the Honey Badger, New Orleans finest right there. Oh,
Yeah.
Yep, I'm feeling it.
it doesn't help that it has killer on it.
So some people watching this may be surprised to learn that you're actually a very skilled carpenter. Is it still a dream of yours to do a home improvement show?
It is. I literally used to watch. I used to watch HG. I used to watch. Now my tongue is like. I used to watch HGTV all the time still, and I've always wanted to do like a cooking show and a home improvement show and a wellness show and put them all together. Just HGTV, ESPN, and Food Network. That's all I watch. Yeah, but I would love to do one. That would be fun.
That sounds like somebody else.
Can you describe in detail the last piece of furniture that you built?
So, over COVID, I've been working in my backyard and got some 2x4 metal studs, cut them out, hardy board, and tiled and built a outdoor kitchen. My brother-in-law was telling me about the epoxy. You pour it in and it hardens like glass, but you can put objects in it and it'll float around the objects. I want to figure out how to do epoxy countertops, and you can put lights under them. It'd be some real pimp shit. I'm sorry. All of it's out the window now. I can't breathe.
Oh no.
Oh, it just looks like mud, dude.
Oh no.
Well, eat that.
Still going in though.
Oh my God. Oh.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Sure.
Holy shit. Oh my God. I'm coming. Oh my God.
I know. Be careful around the eyes too. This is the part where I'll say be careful around the eyes. You don't want
Right.
a cross-pollination issue.
Right.
Yeah.
I figured this out.
What do you got going over there?
I should have had bread, but I didn't get bread. So I figured corn chips would be the closest thing.
That's a new one to me. How does it work out?
Corn chips, dog. Corn chips, dog. I'm back.
Anthony Mackie pro tip. All right, I have a million questions about 8 Mile, but I'll keep them to my most pressing here so that we can move on down the gauntlet. I know we're probably on borrowed time. I guess overall the thing that I'm most curious about are the battle rap scenes. Are there Juilliard techniques to draw on when it comes to ripping a mic on camera?
You know what's interesting? I find myself very lucky to have studied Shakespeare.
Okay.
When you look at Shakespeare, the way he wrote in verse. So the idea of approaching a rapper from the perspective of an actor, you're really just speaking in poems. You know, I've always said one of the greatest rappers to ever live was William Shakespeare. So it helped a lot as far as being able to understand the cadence, the verse, the meter, and putting those words in rhyming couplets and into form. I can't believe I got that out.
Woo!
Okay.
I know my mouth would have been burning.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool. I'm running now. I'm running. So these days, you're one of the most recognizable film stars on the planet. But I know that the foundation was set at Juilliard, which is widely regarded as one of the most prestigious drama schools in the world. Some trade schools are mandatory, and then there are others that are almost looked down on, like journalism, for example. There are a lot of people who think you're better off learning on the job than going to journalism school. Where does drama school fall on that spectrum for you?
Yes, it's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
okay,
yeah
man.
today.
Oh.
Woo.
There's nothing more important. I've learned a lot being on set in the business. There's nothing more important to me than the training I got in drama school. I'm a firm believer in to be is to study. You would not go to a hospital and let somebody cut on you who didn't go to medical school. You know, if I didn't have my training, I wouldn't be able to play Tupac, Martin Luther King, Papa Doc, and the Falcon. I would only be able to play Tupac in every movie. I would only be able to play Martin Luther King in every movie, or the Falcon in every movie. I wouldn't be able to do those different range of characters. So that training is just something that gives you an extra leg to stand on. You know what I mean? So once you have that background in that training, nobody can take that from you. Dude, that hurt.
One more, it's not fun either.
All right. After this one, we gonna stop.
Just being honest with you. But you know what, Anthony? Some hosts, they'd let you drown all the wings. You know, they wouldn't be telling you where the mines are.
I appreciate it. Now, I'm happy because my mouth and my nose and my lips are numb. So, I
That's
can't
another
feel
hot sauce.
anything anyway.
Here we go.
Dude, that's just straight pepper.
Facts. But you know what, Anthony Mackie? Here we are at the epilogue of our spicy wing journey, and you're an actor who's seen tremendous success with some of the biggest box office smashes of all time, as well as admiration for your work on Broadway. So with that in mind, I want to take things back to this 2010 quote that you gave to the Juilliard Journal. I'd like to show everybody that not only can I do something like The Hurt Locker or Notorious, I can also do Shakespeare. Is there a Shakespearean soliloquy or aside that comes to mind when you think about your dinner date this evening with the Wings of Death?
Oh my God.
All right, bring it home.
Thou nature art my goddess. To thy law, my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit off? I can't.
It's a
Okay. Yeah, he broke. He couldn't make it. But yeah, we're gonna stop here. But thank you guys for watching this video, and make sure you like and subscribe down below. And we're gonna see you next time on Into the XL Verse. Okay.